Okay. Looks like I am live on YouTube and live on Twitch. Welcome back, everybody. Okay. So, as far as I can tell, I knocked my wavelength system weird, and it like pushed out one of the USB-C cables or something. And from there, I had to restart my whole ass computer to get everything to work properly. And I figured as long as I was ending my uptime streak, I might as well just like update other stuff. So I just did the Windows update. So you know. But yeah, we should be good. We should be good. Ooh, hold on, you guys. We have it's the replay. The replay exists. Hold on, let me. This is the Steam replay of 2025. I want to make that public. Let me real quick. I'm gonna share this link over on YouTube and Twitch. So I'm just treating this like we're restarting the whole last stream. The last version didn't happen. The previous 20-minute one did not happen. Let's look at the Steam replay, you guys. All right, Batrix has joined the channel. Oh, hell yeah. 55 games played, 8 more than last year. Hell yeah. 32 of which were new games, 4 demos, 608 achievements unlocked. Hell yeah, I'm up 33% from last year. Or up 50%. A third of that number is roughly the amount that I got more. And of course, it is Dwarf Fortress, DF Hack, and RimWorld. Which, I mean, fair. Yeah, that I spend a lot of time on those. Unlocked 608 achievements when the median is 11. Played 55 games, median is 4. Longest streak was 114 days, median is 6. I know, I had to go on a vacation at some point, and my laptop stopped working, and that is the only reason the streak stopped. Oh my god. You are what you play. Dwarf. Why is my top category dwarf? Do I play that many dwarf-related games? Oh gods. Okay. Yeah, sure. Dwarf. Colony Sim, I'm not surprised about. Idler, again, I'm not super surprised about. I played a lot of some idlers this year. Open world survival crafting, that is what I personally would describe as one of my favorites. Extraction shooter, I didn't think would make the list. I can see it, it makes sense, but you know. And LGBTQ, of course, that'll worm its way in. Ooh, okay. So 74% of my playtime is from releases from the last 1 to 7 years. New releases is 19% of my playtime. I'm curious what games specifically. And 7% of my playtime is classic games. Apparently those even out more. Wild. Workshop item subscriptions 982. New friends added 6, like 4 of them were in the recent past. Workshop contributions 3. I don't remember contributing anything. Games gifted 2, badges earned 1. Taking a closer look at your top played games. RimWorld, how many colonies did you lead to a dramatic tragedy? 20% of total playtime, 213 sessions, and an 18-day streak in there. Most playtime was in October. Not surprised. Late November, early December is when I got back into Vintage Story, which wouldn't be tracked by Steam. Dwarf Fortress played this game some more in 2025, as well as DF Hack. They have to be running concurrently, so I am not surprised. I picked up DF Hack at the beginning of the year, and since then the playtime should correlate 1 to 1, roughly. Revolution Idol. That was one of my wow, 104 achievements. Yeah, I didn't even play it that long. T Mod Loader. Terraria is great. What if you could make it more great? Thank you very much. 4% of total playtime, 76 sessions played, 8-day streak. You gotta keep in mind, 4% of total playtime doesn't sound like a lot, but yeah, I had a big Terraria thing towards the beginning of the month. Jeez. Ooh, Mindustry. Mindustry is a good game. I recommend it. I haven't touched it in a little bit, but Revolution I Ooh. Wow. Okay. I did have the whole idle games thing towards the beginning of the year. I won't deny that, but geez. And this whole month, it's just Dwarf Fortress, you guys. I remember playing a lot of Mindustry and Revolution Idle when I was having a bit of a roughie with I think my old game design final. And yeah, I switched over to Peak is slowly gaining. Yeah, I downloaded the RimWorld progression mod pack. I don't remember. Um Sometime around here though, and I played it a bunch in October. And yeah, since then, pretty consistent playtime in Peak. It's gonna be a little chunk. I played it more in September because it was more in vogue with my friend group at the time, and specifically Ami, otherwise known as Buy in Hell, has ended up pulling me into more than a few play sessions. Um, and yeah, 100% of my playtime in December has been in Peak, because I have basically just been playing Vintage Story this last month. So it's Vintage Story and Peak, and that's it. And yeah, I had Peak. I've had Peak since August. I think it came out in July. Um, and yeah, I got it a little later. And I've played it pretty consistently because I like having that meditative experience with it. Um, yeah. And my longest daily streak was 114 days. from August 22nd to December 14th. August 22nd being the day I got back from a vacation. Yep, yeah. Yeah, no, that's late summer. I got back from a vacation and I've been playing a lot of games since. Um yeah, I need more I need more commissions. If anyone wants a tabletop role-playing game map, um I clearly have too much free time. I need to be advertising more. I'll think about that later. Ooh, Battle of Polytopia is also really good. It's just like doing a short, whatever. It is not a particularly expensive game. I have done. Oh yeah, yeah. This all seems right. Apico is really nice. Hydroneer had some fun with that. Another colony builder. Wizard with a gun, fun roguelike open world survival crafting combination. Uh, that was also pretty fun. I got pretty far, but kind of dropped off towards the like back half of the game. Maybe I should go back to it. We'll see. And like the games I've played this year, the first game I played in 2025 was Revolution Idol. Likely because I started it in December and just it hadn't turned off by the time that I was crafting it. By the time that I was crafting it, that was like still on from last year, like the tracking period. So the first game I actually played was probably Dragon Age. Oh wait, no, that's I first started playing it this year. Okay. Dungeon Master played a decent chunk of that, but didn't get into it as much as I could. Uh DF Hack, Wisdom Academy, seemed like a promising enough game. This was, I think, the next fest or whatever they have in March. I tried it out. It wasn't the best, but I could see it being good in like enough time. It needs time to cook. Definitely. Oh, Institute for Livestock Replication. Little idle game. Did some Pacific Drive. I think I streamed that mostly. Um, yeah. Rest of this looks great. Sulfur's great. If anyone's looking for a cool roguelike, I recommend it. Spellforced Conquest of Io. I actually got that from Humble Bundle. The like Humble Choice subscription that I have. Um, it was fine. not to, not to kneecap whoever is putting their life into that. Yeah, I played it for a decent chunk of time. I liked it for the time I played it, but it was kind of like an intermediary thing for me. When I was, switching between a couple different games, and couldn't think of much to play. Um, I have a lot of games like that. Synergy was that, Astroneer. Mortal Sin, I need to play more of. That was really fun when I did play it. Damn. Anyway, some of your friends have shared their Steam replay pages. Let's look through one or two of these, mostly just the public figure types. Ami. Ami, otherwise known as Buy in Hell, has played a lot of Peak. Jeez. As well as Golf with Your Friends, which is a very notable highlight of their channel. 301 achievements, 61 games, 22-day streak. Mostly new releases, some classics, and a decent chunk of recent favorites. Metroidvania is higher up there than I would have assumed. And Dark Fantasy. Fun. I wonder what they're playing that's getting that. Slam Rancher 2, not surprised about. Hollow Knight, okay, that makes sense. Yep, yeah. Played a decent chunk of Hollow Knight this year. That makes sense. Uh, Decent amount of The Sims towards the beginning of the year. Yeah, that all tracks. 16% of Ami's playtime was with a controller. Huh. Neat. And Ami played a bunch of demos, including the sledding game, which I heard great things about that demo. Neat. Alrighty. And I want to check out my friend Jake's on the stream. I don't think you will be too offended. The rest of these people are like private people. Uh, Jake is a really good artist who does a lot of lackadaisy focused art and commissions. Pretty active in that community. Uh, Check him out if you're interested there. It's a specific brand of furry shit. Where you can get away with not calling himself a furry, but I see him. I'm looking him in the eyes. I know. Yeah. Oh, I thought I told him to stop playing that. Terraria, Bongo Cat. I don't know what's up with Bongo Cat. I've actually had a ton of friends playing a ton of Bongo Cat. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what's up with Bongo Cat there. 478 achievements, 35 games, longest streak was 18 days. Played a decent chunk of new releases, a lot of classics, mostly recent favorites. Uh, Seeing a max out hero shooter does make sense. I will note that yeah, his activity drops off towards the end of the year because this is when he started getting big in the Lackadaisy community. Um, so he's not done a ton of stuff recently. Um, yeah, a lot of Bongo Cat in those first months of all of the Lackadaisy stuff. Yeah, you can see the drop off in everything but Bongo Cat. Oh man, they didn't play Overwatch 2 at all during October. That must have been the best month of the year. Sorry. And Jake participated in the Battlefield 6 playtest. That's cool. Longest daily streak, 18 days from June to July. Lovely, lovely. Oh, I've been meaning to play Repo. I just have problems getting a group of friends together for it. Anyway. Oh, my fucking... Ah, Jake got fucking deadlock? Ah, okay. Right. All right. Well, I think that is all I'm gonna do for checking out people's Steam Rewind or whatever. Let me go ahead and turn off the display view. And let's turn Peak back on. Now I will say, part of the reason I was doing that was because I did genuinely want to go over that. But also because I wanted to have something lower stakes to go through in case my audio went out again. Okay. I did all of this earlier, so I'm not going to take my meds on stream again because I already took them earlier. But I have taken my meds today. If you guys have daily meds to take and you have not done so yet, I would advise that you do so now. And aside from that, welcome back to the Daily Peak, everybody. Oh, I'm gonna share this YouTube link. I've already been going 20 minutes. Oh wait, wrong channel. His live stream links go in spam. Okay, cool. All right. Also, merch. I'm gonna shill for Peak a little bit here, because a lot of this merch is very cute. I need to take a hard look at my finances before I buy anything else, but I've got a Bing Bong next to me, from the makeshift campaign they ran forever ago. Orbs. I had my reaction to this earlier. I'm sure that like 20-minute VOD where my audio cuts out halfway through is available somewhere. Damn. What? What? Fuck. Come on, I got a first try last time. Give it to me. God damn it. Ah. There we go. Okay, we're going to do a normal Ascent 7 run where I don't crash out halfway through the stream and have to restart everything again. God, I'm already halfway through my Lost and Found Sour Apple Candy energy drink. I'm not sponsored, I just like the product. That's genuine. Christmas Bing Bong. Lantern, flare. And standard run because we're exploring Christmas bits. I will jam this med kit in my backpack because if I get injured bad enough, I need a med kit. 50-50 chance I won't be able to do anything about it anyway, so I don't really need it in my hotbar. Takes way too long to use. Ow. I did finish the bagels in my intermission. Quote unquote. So I'm working on the Pop-Tarts now. Usually, my dad gets a little ticked if I go through, like, Pop-Tarts too fast. So I try to avoid them. Because I know my self-control is limited. There's only so much I can do. But my dad also fucking hates blueberry-flavored things. So I figured he wouldn't mind if I went through those. So I'm going through those. On his behalf. Really, it's a favor. No. I just. Really, if I wanted to do anything for my parents, I'd work a little harder at, you know, getting more stable and higher pay employment. But that kind of requires the ability to drive a car, and I have had too many anxiety issues with that in the recent past, and enough deaths in the family that I haven't exactly been motivated to go for it. I'll get there eventually, I'm sure, but there's only so much I could do when I'm like this. And that's not even taking into account things like, fucking that I'll get winded for a day because I've, done a live stream too hard. Not this one, actually. This one's usually fine. I'm talking about the church live stream, which will take me out for a day. Or, the various meetings, which leave me tired enough to need a nap after. Just 'cause that's, I guess, where my social bar is at the moment. Even though, I'm doing decent on, like, Vintage Story and stuff, and I have kind of noticed my social stamina, quote-unquote, is, improving since I've, started doing that. Leading a faction is, something. I should get back on today. I had a long talk with my therapist about it because of all the drama that happened recently. And my conclusion was basically, I love the things I have built on there, and that fact, makes it a lot worse when, like, a griefer turns up or the staff does something stupid. My emotional reactions are emphasized there. And notably, she didn't, like, disincentivize me from doing that. It's actually probably good that I'm having extreme emotional reactions, because that means I'm having emotional reactions. Disassociation is something. So we're in the zone of, at least you are experiencing emotions. That's good, at least. So it's mostly just learning how to temper that to control those reactions in a way that is not just my brain telling me not to experience them at all. We're gonna see how it goes with that. It's, I'm in, like, a complicated situation mental health-wise, and a lot of the things that I'm trying to do and goals I'm trying to hit are, like, self-contradictory, basically. Like, I don't know, there's various things about, like, I would like to move out of this house, but to do that, I need to achieve a bunch of other shit first, and some of it is affected by the fact I live in this house. But I can't really afford rent anywhere. Not with what I'm currently making. I doubt I could make it with, fuck it, most wages. I've been thinking about going to fucking Amsterdam, to learn game design there. But my brain has stalled so hard on any thought of advancing my education that I've barely looked into it. And I don't like admitting that fact, but I gotta say it to someone. There is so much I would like to do. And the overlap between what I'd like to do and what I feel I can actually do is very slim. I think if I were to manage to move to Europe, a bunch of other things in my life would improve by virtue of having, like, a social safety net that is not available in America. You know? And also, not being under the imminent threat of fascism, which is always turning up. You wouldn't think it, but, authoritarians really like flexing their authority, and provoking fear in the fucking groups they're trying to suppress. Which, ooh, does great things for my mental health. So I'm dealing with a lot of fear that I don't know how to process properly, because I didn't learn emotions all that well as a kid. I learned how to school very well. I was a pleasure to have in class, which should get you sent to counseling immediately. I don't think there's a solid way up here. And, as my therapist said, I have a pronounced lack of agency. Just because my sense of agency seemingly did not develop until very recently. Which is great to hear. It is a complicated situation. And it's like, I like my parents, but also there is like a wealth of trauma present there. And it's not all because of them, obviously. There have been multiple sources of things, but there is consistent factors. And it's not pleasant to think about. Especially not on stream. It's like, I want to help them out. I also, some different part of my brain is like, fuck you deeply. And I have to moderate all of that. Always comforting to hear from a therapist. Yeah, underdeveloped sense of agency was a fun one. I have very recently been struggling with the fact that I don't think I've wanted to do anything in my life, really. And I don't know, I'm exaggerating, but not much. it's one of those, like, most of the things I have done have been driven by a desire to appease someone else, as opposed to following my own interests. Which means that I have very little interest in doing a lot of things, both because depression saps away your ability to invest in interests, but also because, I'm just not interested in them. I barely know what I am interested in. I have noticed that I am, like, fascinated with a lot of logistics and management stuff. I don't know if anyone would put me in a managerial position, but I think I would excel at it if I was. I mean, you can tell from how I run Prospectors Guild that I do a great job with a lot of that. I organize things to run as effectively as possible with or without me. And I think I'm pretty good at that. Oh, lovely. So it's like, that is a strong, like, interest to some extent, but also, you know, like, the things I have a degree in don't really overlap there, because I have degrees in, what, video production and animation for game art, which is making movies and making video games. And making video games is definitely something I'm interested in. Analyzing the design of things, I find, is something that comes pretty naturally and something that I'm good at. So I'll, like, go through and be, like, analytical, like, ooh, they have made this choice and this choice, and I think that's interesting because, and I can do that really well. Like, I am good at analyzing game design, definitely. Or at least I would say I am. But one of the, like, notable factors is, it's really draining to make art, you guys. I know that's not surprising to anyone who makes art, but it needs to be said. That is a big reason why I have been having so much trouble expanding my portfolio. I'm going through a lot this year, and yeah, it's hard to push through. And without a previously present and very good portfolio, I'm not exactly getting the kinds of jobs that I'm looking for. It'd be great if I was, but I'm not. Because I can do work as I have been demanded to. I can do things according to my, like, you know, not necessarily passions, but, like, fixations. That kind of thing. That's where I am able to invest myself right now. And it just so happens that these things aren't overlapping with what is profitable all that much. Which is proving to be a bit of an issue, but not one I can't overcome in time, just rough. Like, I need to assemble and publicize my portfolio if I want to get jobs in the fields that I am looking to get jobs in. It's just that bit of the process requires me being very proud of a lot of my old work or making a lot of new work. And both of those things are beyond my reach to do without, external influence. Hey, Pyrite, if you need, any kind of, 3D animation done, I would be happy to do that, because I need someone to tell me what to do. My creative brain has been so thoroughly in the pits. I've not been able to expand my portfolio at all, no matter how much I know I would enjoy doing it. Because I do love making art. Oh, it's just the process is exactly stressful enough that I can't manage it right now. And the process of coming up with new good ideas sucks hard enough that yeah, I haven't been able to pursue it, and I'd really like to. I just need to have a commissioner relationship with some people. God damn it. I don't have anything good for this. Oh, cure-all was in my bag, and I dropped my bag too early. Okay. I need to have a commissioner relationship with some people, who are going to be very forgiving. Because I can't exactly... I'm having a lot of ups and downs. It has been rough recently. In a perfect world, this would not be the situation I am in, but it is. And yeah, I can't get good work until I've done good work. Lucky. I wasn't sure I was making it out of that one. So yeah, I need someone who will give me a deadline and a thing to work on. And ideally someone who can be flexible about it, but will still enforce that. Check in to make sure things are actually getting done. Until I can pull myself out of the pits and actually do that on my own. I'd been considering doing some stuff for Mound Makers, but then all the stuff happened on Mound Makers, and I got a lot less sure all of a sudden. About, how much I would like to be making fan art for this server. Much less fan animations. And I was considering learning to mod Vintage Story, but then... yeah. The recent stuff has hit me hard. Especially because I was in a creative upswing for a little bit. And in a perfect world, I would be working for a studio with deadlines, and I wouldn't have to worry all that much about, having to self-motivate these projects, because I would have projects. Other people would have assigned them to me to some level. And I would then be able to, rely on that fact to externally motivate. You want to hear about the brief, like, period in which I was trying to plan some Mound Makers animations? Because I do think they were legitimately, like, good ideas. I wanted to do little fight sequences of the, like, notable serifs. Where it was just like, you know, the Seraph versus a bunch of drifters, maybe like all the prospectors, maybe just like the people with the aristocracy role. But I planned out a few things. Like, I wanted to... Hold on, my spit tastes like blood all of a sudden. False alarm. A little starting soon animation? I could do something like that. Note something in our DMs. Because I do have access to a Minecraft-specific animation thing. Not Blockbench. It's a different Minecraft-based, whatever. But it has access to a skin index, so I can actually just use your skin. I can also use texture files that I upload to the thing, but, you know, that's less interesting. Yeah, the Mound Makers intros. I had ideas for myself, Adameus, and Dralic. Dralic, I don't want to do the animation for anymore. Because briefly I was like, oh, this could be, you know, like, I don't love the direction everything's going, but there's cool things you could do with this character, and now I'm less excited about that. Understandably so. But the initial ideas were, yeah, right? Right, Pyrite? Wonder why. Also, with the amount of currency that, that fucking message implies, I do now know that you saw me, heard me say, oh, my mouth kind of tastes like blood, hold on, and just didn't remark on that one. Horrified by the emote replacement there. I thought that was... I just kind of assumed that was intentional. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, my ideas for Mound Makers animations. I had one for Dralic, myself, and King Adameus. So Dralic, my thought was a kind of... like, rising from the dead, very classically, like, tough-looking animation, wherein it's, like, you know, bursting out of the coffin to a room full of drifters, and, like, wearily pulling out a long sword and dispatching them efficiently. Maybe using some, like, I don't know, shadow magic effects or something. I do say these things, you're right. Heart emoji. That was my general thought. Maybe like a quick scene of, towards the beginning, like rising out of the coffin and they're wearing the full warden armor, so you can't quite tell, like exactly the nature of, the person in there. So, one of the initial moves is like, you know, sword strike, whatever. One of the, like a shiver gets a lucky hit in, gets, fucking cuts off his arm. Dralic, like, looks at the ground, picks up the arm and puts it back on, because he's just a fucking skeleton. I feel like that would be a fun scene. And yeah, finish off the last one and walk out of the tomb. That was the thought, at least. Yeah. And I wanted to do one for King Adamaeus, kind of taking place on like an expedition, wherein King Adamaeus, the paladin type that he is like riding out to the scene of some bandit attack and arrives too late, as like a number of seraphs are dead, and all that remains is a small horde of rust monsters. So Adamaeus pulls out a great sword, and I get to experiment with some very fun, like two-handed weapon technique animation. And yeah, go through and just like big sword swings, dramatic yelling, that kind of thing. And then my own character, Soul Song, head of the Prospectors Guild, was gonna have a little fight animation that takes place in a cave, wherein they're like peacefully mining as rust monsters, you know, creep up behind them, and it seems like entirely unaware, until there is like the scene of the monster about to jump, and all of a sudden it gets a prospecting pick through the side of the head. As my character continues basically casually mining while a fight happens around her. You know, and she's effortlessly destroying a bunch of rust monsters because she does this all the time. Like taking them out with tools instead of proper weapons. And then goes back to like happily mining. Humming a little tune like that that one bug from Hollow Knight that has absolutely horrible fate. The little minor bug. The one I'm thinking about. The one that traumatized a bunch of people. Yeah, like a Yeah, my main thing is I wasn't sure how easy to access the models would be. Because that's a big thing. I am an animator more than I am a modeler. I'm also a rigger more than I am a modeler. So if I just have the models, I can rig something up. But yeah. That was my plan for like 3 short-ish fight animations. They would all be like at least a minute long, which is way too much to animate casually. So I didn't go for it initially. I also like the idea of trying to do one for Jandam the Demiurge, but I don't really have a good way to, I don't have a good idea for it. Like, I don't know what Jandam would be doing outside of, like, standing perfectly still as lightning occasionally strikes approaching seraphs. It's one of those, like, yeah, they're a being of great power, and they're not very interesting to watch fight. Because it's just like, I hit the I win button, you know? There's only so much you can do with the I win button. Peak animation, just standing there. Exactly. It would have to be some variant of, like a bunch of seraphs are running at them, and that's the main animation. As Jandam, like, sits there and drinks tea or something. That's not too bad. Maybe a cool moment where, like, a greatsword swings down and they casually block it with one hand and crush the sword. That could be fun. I'm willing to try it. It would probably have to be a shorter one, but, you know. And one for Davian, but I don't know how to turn the road builder motif into a fighting style. But, like, that was also on my list of just, like, yeah, these are interesting characters in the setting. You know, outside of just the entire Prospectors Guild, who I could come up with ideas for relatively easily. Because, I mean, like, knight-errant Cordelia riding in on horseback and saving X town from Rust invasion. Easy. Incredibly easy setup. Because Cordelia just does that shit all the time. Could be Mistress of Arms, Corvia. Using crossbows and, like, a horde of other weapons because she makes a ton of them. Like, as far as I know, Corvia has had some of the most variety in terms of weapon choices. LTK Looney, the Warden of Stoneholm, having a little fight that takes place in that courtyard, as he just kind of, I don't know, casually is a brick wall. Standing following the code of, like, nope, I do not take offensive action, I act only in retaliation, but the moment you do act against me, you are dead. You see, my thought isn't to make, like, an animation making fun of your lack of fighting ability, because that's not interesting to watch. My thought was taking that tailor, like, class nature and focusing in on that, because you do really like fabrics and such. Like, it's a legitimate interest of yours. So my thought was, like, you get approached in, like, an ambush situation, but, like, in the fucking tailor's shop. So there's just, like a Jackie Chan style fight that happens, involving a lot of cloth simulation. Because my thought is basically, you'd be using just the things available to you in that room. And that is a lot of, like, leather that you can just pull off the wall. There's a lot of spare clothing in there that you can use as, like, a dueling cape. And I could look at the interesting method of, you know, get how dueling capes work. Look at all the little flourishes you can do with those. Because there are a lot of things, and they're visually interesting techniques. Book of Bones, parentheses cooked, shelf fungus. Can I just incinerate this? What does that do? still works fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, my thought is to have that clumsy, like, drunken master style fight, with, like, sheets of cloth going everywhere, and it ends with the attacker just, like, wrapped up like a mummy on the ground as you are visibly out of breath. Drunken master, but without the drinking. Is kind of the summary of how I would do a pyrite fight scene. But yeah, Cordelia running up on the, you know, flaming village and helping to defend the innocent from the horde of rust that is assaulting it. Or Corvia, using a large variety of different weapons as the mistress of arms. Thank you! I appreciate it. My brain's ability to self-motivate is 0, though, so if you want to see any of this, you do have to yell at me. Because I would love to make it. I know I would enjoy the process of making it. It's just that I would have to go through the process of making it, and I am so exhausted all the time that that sounds like hell, even though I know I would enjoy it. I need to clarify this over and over. I would enjoy it. I know I would. Oh, hey, right back where I started. God damn it. Ow. But yeah, also, this would make the pirate animation one of the most difficult to produce, because of course I would do that to myself. For the sole reason that it involves doing a lot of cloth simulation. I don't know, maybe Pyrite can also stab people with knitting needles, who knows. Go for the eyes! Yeah, no, I need people to bother me, please. And I'm looking at you with big eyes. I need you to bully me. I need to be verbally abused to get this artwork done. Oh, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not as much as I'd like to be. Howdy, I'm doing pretty good. Nice to see you in the chat. The artist mood of I have made this 10 times harder for myself, but it would look so cool. Exactly. Pyrite gets it, because Pyrite is apparently an artist. I don't know why I said apparently like that, like I'm skeptical. I know you, I've seen your artwork. You have improved greatly over the last couple years, by the way. I've seen some of your older stuff and also your newer stuff. I am more a fan of your newer stuff, but like overall, there's strong signs of improvement in there. You're doing great. Oh my god. Okay. Hold on. I need to hide in the hole. Finish off this berry lantern real quick. Just drink the soul of the will-o-wisp inside of it. I keep hearing balloons popping. What is that? How's the stream going so far? Well, technically speaking, this is the second stream of the day, and given that it's called the Daily Peak, you can assume some things. I have also talked about my emotions really hard, which is inadvisable for most live streams. It happens here every so often, but you know. I was getting up in my feels, because I was having a lot of tech issues towards the beginning. So I was very annoyed with that and a little pissed at myself, you know? I am learning to love old me's art. Mostly because I've looked at some of my old video editing stuff on my TikTok, and I've honestly done a pretty good job with a lot of those. I can see the bits where I need improvement, but it doesn't make me cringe anymore, and that's really nice. That's some good character growth, I think. Like, there's no longer a point where it's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed about this. It's like an accepted part of the learning process. I have a pretty healthy mentality about a lot of things. I do stream daily. I have done daily peak streams for the last 3 months. And I plan to continue doing so, with the small exceptions of the days just before Christmas Day. Because I am going to be out of town for that. So, you know. Like, I'll have my laptop, but that'd be rough. I will also say, I have a very mature mentality about a lot of these things, and then I find myself completely unable to apply some of it to, like, my own personal growth, or, like, I'll have the fun moment of, yeah, I can advise someone else on to how to do this thing. I can't do it myself. Or just my disassociation kicks in, and it's like, yeah, no, I can process these feelings when they are happening to another person, but not when they are happening to me, because other people have real feelings, and I am a homunculus. I was hoping it would cook that scorpion, but it fell too far. Oh my god. Oh, why did it sting so much faster than usual? What? I've gone through my whole cure-all. It's so bad. especially because the laptop, the keyboard doesn't work. The keyboard on the laptop doesn't work. It's one of those things I need to say a few times, because that's not something I can easily switch out. I can't just take that into a store. Get it fixed. It's the whole last keyboard doesn't work. What games do I enjoy streaming? Peak, mostly. As you can tell, this live stream is called The Daily Peak. But yeah, I've been doing this every day for a hot minute, and I've been looking into doing other stuff, but not actually moved into it. Just because I don't know. I'm doing this partially to get comfortable with making bad art, basically. Just to, like, put things out there in the world. So I'm less scared of doing things like sharing my portfolio works. Because, you know, I need to do that eventually. I'll get around to it, I'm sure, but... Oh, hey. Replacement baton. Gotta plug an extra... I do. I literally do have to do that, is the thing. This happened, like, halfway through a vacation that I was going on. So I had to steal the plug-in computer from, like, a PC that they had locked in a closet. Like the fucking Airbnb host or whatever. I put it back, obviously. I didn't, like, take it home, but... still had to scrap parts from someone else's PC to, like, go through and diagnose the issue, and the issue is, it's Apple's fault. Sorry. Let me say, that whole situation sucked. I'm pretty sure it's a hardware problem, and it seems to be as a result of some BS that happened into this 2014-ass laptop. Like, that's expected aging damage, I think. Because this laptop is from, like, 2014. To be clear, like, it's from forever ago. I say forever ago. 2014 is, I mean, it's over a decade. It's a long time in computer terms, but, you know. No, I don't want to cook that. I know, I admit to theft live on stream. They generally advise that you don't do that, but I find that people tend to be very entranced when you admit to doing crimes on stream. Even though, technically, not a crime. Not a crime? Well... no, I didn't break that lock. It just stopped working on its own. I'm fine. Not breaking and entering. I was renting this location like a vacation rental, but still. I'm headed out to nearby city, parentheses. I was about to say the actual name. My family has rented a house there, so we can hang out with extended family for like several days, instead of just, like, you know, having to live in someone's closet for a weekend. which, you know, as a living situation, sucks severely, especially now that a ton of my, you know, aunts and uncles are having kids. Young kids suck severely. Young kids, not good at being kids. They're not, well, they're very good at being kids. Not good at being humans. And fucking... I'm not gonna harp on about it, but like... on one side of the family, the parenting style of my aunt and uncle is rough to watch. Because they're trying to do, like, gentle parenting or something, but they're fucking it up bad. Because they aren't willing to actually treat their kids like a human. Like, there is no, like, deeper questioning of, like, hey, you need to do this thing. I understand you don't want to. I would like to ask why you don't want to and explain why it is important to do this thing. But no, they refuse to treat their kid with that level of agency. So they're just like, no, you have to do the thing. No, you've got to do the thing. You've got to do the thing. Like, just over and over, but they say it in, like, a calm voice, so they're like, we're gentle parenting. And it's like, that's not how that works. You're supposed to be teaching your kid a sense of agency from, like, youth. This is not how you do that. You just, you've beefed it hard, man. It's what, like... part of this situation is you're supposed to come to a compromise every so often. Well, this isn't good. Alright, I should reach a good spot for the checkpoint flag, and then plant that when I'm able. You know, short of plans for Christmas is I am looking forward to spending some time with family. Specifically because we have reduced the amount of overall time we'll have to spend with our family, which will make staying with the family much more tolerable. I'm getting deja vu here. Okay. I should look for a different route. I should plant this checkpoint first. Huh. I wonder if I come back as a scout or a skeleton when the checkpoint flag is activated. Set baton, grab baton, baton. There we go. Have a little of my energy drink. Whoa. You know, I would absolutely love to get some animation stuff done. I should do something like that. I should get that done. I should do it. if I'm so excited about it, I should do it. I've still got Manny and Quinn. That might be a good set of models, because they're just like a really basic rig and models. Might be good to settle myself back into it, coming up to the Christmas season. And, like, the season's gonna be exhausting. I'm not gonna deny that. So, I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself to get anything done soon. But if I want to do a big animation, I can probably set the goal of, like, you know, end of January. That feels like a reasonable enough goal. I animate pretty fast, and I am not looking for anything super high quality. Just, like, enough to be impressive to people on, like, a real... I do still like the emerging from the coffin idea. I would just need a different skeleton to do that with. Someone find me a more socially acceptable skeleton, please. You know what? I could just do it with Dre. Like, Dre is not an inherently evil person. They just, you know, took some of this roleplay shit too far. Ancient luggage. Ooh, anti-rope spool. Hell yeah. Fun fact, up until a recent patch, opening the ancient luggage as a skeleton killed you instantly. Which I find very funny, if nothing else. Caldera, day 7, standard descent 7. Yeah, I love the concepts behind all of the fight scenes I've planned out, really. I think the Adamaeus one would be the most standard to do, so yeah, if I can find some of those basic rust monster models and that kind of thing, then I would probably be able to do at least a half-decent animation. I would just need to get the models first. They don't even need to be rigged. I don't know how to rip models from things, but... I don't know. I could probably also recreate them. They are, like, you know, voxel animated in Blockbench. It wouldn't be too hard, but... They're voxel-based models made in Blockbench, not voxel animated. That's not a thing. Oh shit. Okay. I thought the lava was gonna catch up to me, because the heat doesn't do any damage to you as a skeleton. But the lava will do a little bit of brute damage when you get stuck in it. So that would kill me instantly, like being in the lava. Even though the heat doesn't do any damage to me. I also have a fairy lantern. Ideally, I am going through and becoming a human at some point. Because otherwise the fairy lantern is not particularly useful. drink those for bonus as a skeleton, I believe. I don't think skeletons are restricted from receiving bonus stamina, I just haven't received any. Ooh, hello. Ooh. Okay. Ooh, my leg is cramping up a little bit. I've been sitting in a weird position, huh? Huh. Now that's more snow than I remember. Howdy, Sophie. How's it with you? Want to know what I just had the thought of? Love lava going through the snow? Yeah. I had the thought of, like, a trans woman, like, making 8 different Twitch accounts, to chat with a small streamer, just to hear the introduction of, like, hi Sophie, hi blank. And being like, ooh, I don't know if this is a solid replacement name. We'll have to see. Testing it by changing their fucking Twitch name. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for the lava to rise again. To cook all these eggs. Am I playing on PC or console? PC. I feel like I'm being interviewed by, like, some games company who is sending bots into streams in order to get people to answer survey questions. Steam trying to get my information, even though I clicked no on the would you like to share X information. Oh. That's not ideal. Anyway, evidently I can't get bonus stamina, because I tried egg, and that worked. I probably shouldn't waste too much time trying to cook these eggs. There's gonna be a campfire up ahead. I don't need to waste this much time on it. I do love, one of the notable things in Landfall's, or I guess Landcrab's most recent, like, update patch notes, is, I swear we're not a live service game. I know adding winter maps is the most live service thing to do, but the eggs will not rot. Alright, this is not Vintage Story. The eggs are fine. Actually, speaking of Vintage Story, I should probably get on the private server and see if I can scare some chickens into the area. You know? Not like ranching, like full on, because I understand Corvia wanted to do more of that. But yeah. Oh, if I could get the Equus Horses model, that would be amazing. Because then I could turn Corvia's animation into a Stable Master fight scene, which involves the horses. Rust monsters getting in the stable, not knowing what they're in for. Bucking a drifter into a pillar so hard it shatters. That would be wonderful. That's another fairy lantern. I really don't need that. I don't even really need the one I have. If it was the Book of Bones, I might have needed it, but, not, so I don't. Checkpoint flag, very useful as a skeleton. Assuming that checkpoint flags do still work for skeletons. I don't know, I might be legally dead already, so who knows. Legally dead, yup. Mechanically dead is what I think I was going for there. Illegally dead is when you fake your own death. If you're alive but the government thinks you're dead, you're illegally dead. That's the real answer. Oh, its Bing Bong makes the cutest little weh noise. Okay, what is that? Is that a fucking snowman? No. Okay, that's just the Christmas luggage. Got it. For just a second, I thought there was a snowman in the kiln. Airline food. That'll be good for regenerating bonus. Best place for a snowman. Worst place for a snowman. Didn't give my stamina nearly long enough to recover, but that's okay because egg. Fun fact, eggs are actually optimized more for restoring your hunger, like missing from the stamina bar, as opposed to giving you, like, bonus. So I did need to eat both of those eggs, and I got barely any increase. Because what they're actually for is something I can't deal with. Like, I don't have that problem at the moment. Also, real quick, information for everybody. Once this stream is over, you guys should go back and watch the VOD. Because right at the beginning, I went through and, like, went over my Steam replay and a couple friends' Steam replays. Ah, there it is. So if you're curious about how I gamed this year, I also shared the link in the chat of both streams. For mine, not for my friends. Okay, that's not ideal. Nope, don't have the stamina for that. Be a little more patient, come on. Shit. Okay. No, I need both of you. Okay, I should have 7.25 meters of rope remaining. Because if I remember, it is 12.5 per spool. Yes, I did have to do that math a little while ago for the not tying badge, and I still remember it. Are you a kid or a squid? I don't know why I remembered that. Ignore me. I'm stimming. Now, do I need to use all 7.25 meters of this? Not really. But I'm curious if I can get up and around here. I totally can. Hell yeah. I could have used less. I'm aware of this, but that was kind of cool, right? That on a lot of occasions I fully just use the Book of Skeletons as a glorified one-up. It's one of the notable things about my playstyle is, like, if I take full damage anyway, I'm probably dead as a human too. I'm pretty good at gauging that. Generally speaking. So any vol that would kill me as a skeleton is one that is likely also going to kill me as a human. Like, that's not, these things tend to coexist. I don't think it's cooking. Okay. Hell yeah. I kind of wish I had made an online hosted game, so I could have called in Ami as like emergency backup in order to get that last achievement I'm missing. Resurrect a friend using unholy means, because you can use the Book of Skeletons on someone else's corpse. It's possible. You can do it. That is a giant sheet of ice clipping into this fucking volcano. Ah, shit. Okay, I was worried that was gonna take me out, I'm gonna be honest. Game is forgiving enough. It will let me continue here. In spite of my mistakes. I'm not, like, hallucinating. That's a slab of glacial ice that is just clipping into the side of the volcano. I think they fucked up some of the terrain here, guys. I don't think that's supposed to be here. Y'all? There's no bug report button, so... There we go. I think by this point my checkpoint flag has been overtaken by lava. It's so fucking ridiculous. I love that. The fucking ice cap is clipping in. Yeah, just glacier in the volcano. It happens, you know? I mean, I know it snows on top of volcanoes relatively frequently, because they're very tall, like, formations, you know? Like, naturally, you know, when you get to a certain elevation, snow happens. Typically it happens on the outside. And not with such a glaring edge that you can kind of see into the bowels of the void through. Volcano, perfect place, put glacier. Volcano, safe for glacier. Yes, yes. Put baby in crocodile mouth is perfect. Or was it pelican mouth? Perfect size for baby. We'll hold nice and gentle. That would have been the funniest way to lose this. Me fucking misinputting. Just falling 5 feet. Is supposed to be pelican. Alright. I have made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment. I feel like if I ever pull the short straw and decide to be evil on mound makers, that would be the ideal way to conclude that arc. Is I have made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment, and I promise I won't do it again. Can I get up here? Might not actually be able to get up there. Hold on. The ice cap might be too much for me. Yeah, sitting down and doing a little animation and like a fucking Jake Paul-ass YouTuber apology. Apolletti ukulele. It's my first foray into music creation. I do the little, like, strumming intro of fucking Toxic Gossip Spree. And then it moves into some hyperpop shit. Put on a costume and pretend to be a bard, singing a song about how the dragon has died. And my soul has been freed to return to my body. Alright, Bing Bong. This is it. This is the peak. I don't know how often you see it. Probably every day. I'm gonna be honest. People seem to love you. I don't know if you know that. But people love you, Bing Bong. I need you to be aware of that as we sit here together on the peak. They know that you want to travel, that you want to see the world, that you want to see the peak. And they love you for it. That sense of adventure. It's an admirable thing. I like to think there's something of myself in you, Bing Bong. An adventurous spirit that I could inhabit, despite the agoraphobia and all that, but even in this game, the pursuit of exploration, it's an honorable goal. You're doing great things in this world, Bing Bong. And I'm proud of you. Now let's get off this island. Together. I almost forgot I was a skeleton. Oh, they're gonna do experiments on me in a government facility. I lit the flare, the helicopter guy came down, lowered the rope, and is like, oh, nothing down there but skeletons. Must have been too late, boys. And then the skeleton gets up and starts crawling up the rope. Scariest shit in the world. Oh, big stretch. Okay. I think that was a very successful run. So that's another installment of today's Daily Peak. I really appreciate everyone who turned up to watch. I appreciate your viewership so much. Y'all truly have no idea how much it means to me to be able to chat with people like this every morning. Even though, like, you know, a lot of times it's people I already knew. Enough new people show up that I get that little dopamine hit of meeting a new person. It's really nice. Now that I'm doing these daily streams, I feel like I'm doing it right this time. Because a lot of past streams, I don't know, in the early days it almost felt like an obligation at times. Like, oh, I have to do this for XYZ reason. But with the Daily Peak, I've just been having fun. And I really hope that shines through in the content I'm making. That y'all can tell I'm having a lot of fun with this. I appreciate it. I like doing this, and you guys help motivate me to continue doing it. So, shout out to the viewers like you. Thank you. Yes, I did just reference PBS. The fucking, the outro thing. Whatever. Alright. Well, that's it for today. I really appreciate your viewership, and I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Bye.